despite losing the game, than he did at half-time. I'm Rebecca Lowe, Robbie Earle, Danny Higginbotham watching that game with me. That is history. That is the champions beaten at home for the first time since April 2017. It was an emotional day. It was an emotional game. We're going to just bring you the story of Liverpool's emotions. And Robbie Earle, what is your instant reaction to that defeat and to the incredible victory from Burnley?
There were some pivotal days last season, Rebecca, when even when they were down in goals, this Liverpool team found a way to win games. It was pivotal in them winning the title. The 3 points lost, the loss of the home defensive record might just be pivotal in why Liverpool don't win the title this year around. It's that big today.
We're looking at pictures here of Mo Salah, who was left on the bench today. Roberto Firmino also left on the bench. And we talked, Danny Higginbotham, before the game. I said to you, what's your reaction to the team news? And you said it's either genius or insanity to drop those two players. What is it?
It's insanity. You know, you looked at it and you thought, I think, my own personal opinion, I think that Klopp underestimated this Burnley team, whichever way you want to look at it, because he talks about bringing players in that deserve to have, you know, credit on their side. You can see here, Klopp, you know, Klopp and Dyche at half time. You can see that the Burnley had got under his skin. There's a real frustration. This isn't just through today's game. This is a group of players and a manager. I think they're a little bit lost at the moment. Yes, they've lost Van Dijk. But other than that, not too much has changed, but the results are changing. And Burnley went to Anfield and did the same thing as West Brom did when they went to Anfield, sat deep, frustrated Liverpool, and made it a really difficult game for them. And Klopp, unfortunately, is letting his emotions show. And one thing we were always told, if the manager starts to show his emotion and loses, he's losing a little bit of, not confidence, but losing a little bit of composure, it's going to rub off on the players. And it's exactly what's starting to happen.
Well, this was at half-time as he came back out to see what had happened. Fabinho got a yellow card for that.
And it's exactly what's starting to happen.
Well, this was at half-time as he came back out to see what had happened. Fabinho got a yellow card for that challenge, that sort of slight kick out at Ashley Barnes, and then followed a little melee, as you saw, and then Jurgen Klopp made his feelings quite clear to Sean Dyche. But at half-time, you were concerned, Robbie, about, as you say, the composure of the Liverpool manager. And in the second half, did his team do anything to tell you that half-time team talk work? No. And
I have to say, Rebecca, and the story is about Liverpool, because they're the reigning champions. They had the 68 game unbeaten run. But there was a spell in that team, in that game, when Burnley were having to defend, but you know what? They weren't. It was manageable defending. It was enjoyable defending. It was the kind of defending that collectively, when you're in the space, you're in the right space. Liverpool didn't threaten them enough, get in behind enough, get enough good looks at it. And when they did, came at good defending or really good goalkeeper in form. And 4 straight games, no goals. 1 goal in 5 in the Premier League. Kind of tells its own story, and then it comes to this.
Yeah, I want to add on to that as well. Burnley, to a man, were absolutely magnificent. I know the headline is about Liverpool and everything, but Ashley Barnes and his teammates, they got the penalty. It was a definite penalty. It's a wonderful finish. But everybody will talk about Liverpool and how poor they were and their run that continues. I thought Burnley, to a man, were magnificent, and Sean Dyche would be one of the proudest men of his team because they mirrored him. And on the pitch, everybody was organised. And the reason Liverpool was so poor, OK, they were poor, Burnley made them poor. Burnley did exactly what they wanted to do, directed Liverpool where they wanted Liverpool to go, and the end result was that Burnley got a great result.
Well, arguably Burnley do exactly what we thought they would do, so we'll talk more about that to come. The Mercedes-Benz full match stats clarification. I'm afraid, Liverpool fans, that run is over. No chance of catching Chelsea now. It stands and it stays at 68 home Premier League unbeaten streak. Let's hear now from the match winner. He doesn't have too many moments in the spotlight, does he? Here's Ashley Barnes.
Well, Ashley, does it feel like you've just done something monumental?
Definitely. What a shift from the lads. Great team performance, and lucky enough we've come away with 3 points.
Real belief coming here?
Definitely, you know, we believe in every game, and there was no different today. We knew it was going to be tough, but we were resilient and we stayed to our shape, and it paid off.
And did that grow, that belief, as the game went on? You look at that first half, one big chance they had, but nothing else really created.
Yeah, no, we knew if we keep believing, we will get something. You know, Yowie was unlucky there, and we knew we were growing into the game. Even in the second half when we come out, we knew they were going to come out of some momentum and try and play fast and that. But we managed to stick to our jobs today, slow everything down, and it worked.
And before we move on to the second half, do you want to just tell us your view of what happened right on the stroke of half-time there, yourself and Fabinho?
It's a bit of handbags. It's one of them. It's football. It's just give us a little kick after, but it's one of them. You just get on with it.
Yeah. Okay. So stood over that penalty. How are you feeling?
I knew there was only one thing to hit the back of the net, and lucky enough I'd done that.
You make it sound all very simple, actually. Are you aware that you're the first team to come here and win in the Premier League in nearly 4 years?
It's a great achievement, you know, from the team that we were out there today. With the hard work, as you could see, everyone put in, and it worked.
Yeah, and it's a big goal for you as well. Do you know that? 100 career goals.
Yeah, it's massive. You know, every goal is massive, but it's the next one now that's more important.
It's a brilliant day all round for Ashley Barnes of Burnley, and also for their position in the table up to 16th. They're now 7 points. It's a brilliant day all round for Ashley Barnes of Burnley, and also for their position in the table up to 16th. They're now 7 points clear of that bottom three. Robbie, I want to just take it back to the lineup. We talked about it pre-game, the dropping of Firmino and Salah. They both came on in the second half. Always with hindsight, of course, it's easier to say, but should they have started? Would it have been different, or do you think the malaise in Liverpool is the malaise in Liverpool, no matter who's playing right now?
I kind of think so, Rebecca, and listen, it is in hindsight. I said at the time I would play them through them problems, give them the chance. Now, it's shown that they didn't score again, the game on for 30 minutes, that didn't happen. But one of the challenges of the Premier League title is once you've won it, and people are pleased and delighted, the first time in 30 years, all the groundswell's with you. The moment you've won it, the following season, you're a target for everybody. People like us are going to compare you to last season. So 19 games last season, 55 points. 19 games this season, 34 points. Top of the table by 13 points. Last year, 6 points behind this year. Guess what? People like us are going to say they're not as good as they were. The goals aren't coming. And so I looked at the team today, Rebecca, and there was something that slightly worried me, because one player was passing to another player as if he'll make it happen, and you were passing to Danny like he'll make it happen. Everybody's waiting for somebody to spark, and nobody's sparking. The team aren't sparking, and that's a little bit of a worry for this Liverpool team, whether it's Salah playing or Divock Origi playing. No one's really sparking, certainly in that top end of the pitch.
I think the problem that you've got is that Klopp's decided he wanted to make changes, and that's fair enough. You know, he's the manager and he's had great success at Liverpool, but we know the way that Liverpool play. We know that Firmino plays as that false number 9. That we know the two wide plays then come more central to create space for the two fullbacks to get forward. The problem is that's the way they wanted to play today. Origi's not a false 9. Oxlade-Chamberlain will keep the width more than Salah will. So straight away, you're trying to play the same way but with different players. And in the first half, there was times where you could have thrown a blanket over Origi, over Mane, and over Oxlade-Chamberlain. And that was perfect for Burnley, because all Burnley did, Burnley just completely dominated the middle of the park, as in terms of saying, we're going to have so many players here, we'll give you the width. And then balls were put into the box, they dealt with. And that's why I just think from Liverpool's perspective, you talk about the lineup, when that lineup came out, Burnley would have had a boost.